For frick's sake, did I forget to... I'm not sure if I advanced to part 23 yet. Nope, I haven't. Well, the YouTube VOD and stream will be updated to reflect that. The Twitch stream is just going to be where it is. I mean, I could... updated on Restream, and I'm sure that actually filters down to Twitch while midstream, but Ellie. Did I forget to... I forgot to upload the thumbnail. Okay. So, this kitty here is responsible for the fact that I don't have the warm white on me, like I normally do. Because that would definitely require getting up and kicking her off my lap. Although, I think I might have to do that anyway, because she's getting kind of grumpy. Oh. Why do you have to be so grumpy when you're on my lap? I didn't force you to come up here. You're acting like you don't want to be here, and it's just so weird. You can go this way. We could... You need to get down. Please. Okay, let's just angle my green screen light properly. Okay. Move us a little bit more there. So, okay, I've been wanting to kind of maybe tell a little bit about my own personal story as a non-binary individual, and why in some ways I can potentially relate to at least some of J.K. Rowling's perspective, even if I definitely don't agree with it at all. And I think she needs to take a step back and really realize the fact that she is empowering some people who don't have she's enabling bad actors basically to point to her and be like, oh, well, she seems to agree with what I think. even though what they think is far worse than what she actually probably thinks. Um, Ellie, please, what's going on? Is there a bug somewhere back there or what? Would you please stop doing that? You're making me worried. I'm 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 trying. I'm trying to talk about something freaking controversial. It's probably gonna get me canceled, even though I'm like already virtually canceled already. Like, there's nothing to cancel here. There's nothing to cancel at this point. This is gonna be something that, like, if I ever actually get internet famous, people are gonna dig into my archives and be like, "Oh, this person said this at one point. Let's cancel him or them or whatever. He them. Let's cancel he them." Because they showed sympathy for a human being, for a fellow human being who happens to have, you know, wrong think, or they, it happens to be in a position of power that they, um, whatever. Anyway, like I remember, I don't like remember all the details of like her like treatises on how she thinks about, you know, transitioning and such, but like I can understand as a non-binary individual who has you know, chosen not to transition, and in fact had chosen to in some ways embrace their biological sex more than, you know, you know, someone who's like fully trans, or I don't know how to describe it, you know. Um, so, you know, there was basically a period in my teen years where I thought that I might be trans, and I think it was around the time that I discovered the music of Linkin Park that I, which probably dates me quite a bit, um, because this was like hybrid theory, like literally hybrid theory, when I discovered their music. Like, it was the very first album, so that you know, but I think looking back at it, at least, I think it sort of, that marriage of vulnerability, you know, and, you know, sort of rage and angst, and, you know, that just really appeals to a teen. Um, just kind of is like, it's okay to be vulnerable. It's okay to be a bit feminine in some ways, you know. Or to have these traits that are, that may be considered feminine. Um, and still like think of yourself as a man. And so, but I also realize, and this is the key point, that is not everyone's journey. That is not the be all end all conclusion that you must come to grips with your biological sex and accept that that's who you are. Because that's not the conclusion for everyone, nor should it really be the conclusion for everybody. And it's not just a simple matter of you need to work your way past it, because I guess that would be boring. I don't know what else to say. And of course, I think there's a degree to which, at least judging from Ivana's comments, recent comments, that I think Rowling is kind of trying to look out for people who decide to actually detransition, and their struggles and their perspectives, which are maybe underrepresented in some ways. But I don't think it's fair to blame the trans community for I know a lot of this. I think that I don't know, like, I sincerely think that Rowling, at least in some regards, means well. I just think that she's incredibly misguided, and she needs to kind of step back and be like, okay, like, and just really think about who the kind of people she's speaking to. Like, maybe we should have, better standards, I guess, for, the transition process. For, like, making, I mean, maybe these things already exist in some ways. And, the detransitioners are just ones who kind of slip through the cracks on one way or other. Because I do think it is important to make absolutely sure that people who do undergo certain stages of transitioning need to be, we need to make sure that they are, like, I mean, like, I think it is already kind of a standard that, like, you have to be at least be 18. I mean, we could push that back to some extent and say, okay, 21. which I would kind of be for in some ways. You know, at least for like the the lesser, the irreversible parts of transitioning. Like maybe, like that's a big maybe. Um, but yeah, I don't know. Anyway, I think that's kind of all I have to say. I mean, I could keep on going on and on, but I'd rather, this is a very touchy subject. Um, which I probably should not be touching at all, but I just, I'm a freaking Gryffindor. What can I say? Sometimes I'm too brave for my own good.
That's the henge, precisely where Doran said it would
Okay.
be. But now that we're here, I'm not entirely sure how to feel. We knew we were at the cave for the moonstone, but Doran didn't tell us what to expect when we placed the stone in the henge.
It is good at backtrack because for some people it's like, okay, what are we doing? Like, you've been waiting for the game for a long time.
I don't think Doran would knowingly send us into danger.
You're right. I suppose I'm worrying over nothing. Let's make our way down. We're nearly at the end of this. I think that's it over there.
How's your Gran doing, by the way?
Nothing keeps Gran down. She set up a caterwauling charm and threatened to make a coat out of the next poacher that set foot on her doorstep. I still feel terrible that I'm the reason they went there.
Surely she'll be pleased you've gone after the Snidges.
I hope so. Gran understands how important it is to protect those who need it.
Okay, why is this freaking... Okay.
I think we can safely say we know where the moonstone goes. That was a mooncalf dance. Do you know how rare it is to see even one? They only ever happen under a full moon. Though I suppose the moonstone allowed it to happen now.
Is the pattern they left behind on the ground normal?
All part of the dance. No one pattern is ever the same, though. We'll need to draw this one to get a better sense of it. Can't wait to tell Gran that I've managed to see not one, but 2 mooncalf dances. She'll be jealous.
You've seen this before?
It was pure luck the first time. I was on Highwing, or I'd never have spotted it. It was the night Well, the night I met Highwing, actually,
I'd love to hear about how you and Highwing met.
I'd actually like you to know. About 5 years ago, Highwing had been captured by poachers. At first, they planned to sell her, but soon decided they wanted to kill her instead. More money, I suppose. I'd finally had enough. I freed Highwing and we ran. We'd flown for ages when I spotted mooncalves dancing below and we landed to watch them. It felt like an omen. A good one. A sign that the worst was over.
What do you mean you'd had enough and the worst was over?
You see, the night I freed Highwing was also the night I ran away from home. A poacher camp. I come from a family of poachers.
Merlin, I don't know what to say, Poppy. I can't imagine what that must have been like for you.
I never fitted in, but the older I got, the more apparent it became. Gran tried for years to convince my parents to let me live with her. Suffice it to say, when I left with Highwing, I flew straight for her house.
How brave. I'm glad you escaped.
So am I. There were so many creatures I was unable to help when I was younger. Now that's all I want to do.
From everything I've seen, you're doing precisely that.
I've had a bit of help. I've never told anyone any of this, but I'm glad that you know. It's nice to have someone to talk about it with.
What was it like growing up in a family of poachers?
The thing I remember most was how much we moved around, always chasing the next big kill. It was chaotic and dangerous and nowhere a child should ever grow up.
Do your parents know about the things you do now? Saving the dragon from the fighting ring, for instance?
We don't speak, or rather, they don't speak to me. Last I heard, they were in Borneo trying to make their fortunes there, acromantulas. However, I wouldn't be surprised if word has got back to them. Some days a part of me hopes that it has. Now that I'm older, I wish I could talk to them, get them to see sense. But sadly, I suspect that wouldn't do any good.
We were around so many poachers in the tent. Were you not worried about being recognized?
Poachers are nomadic, and most of the ones in the area aren't any I'd grown up with. That said, I suspect someone must have recognized me. That's how they got to Gran.
I'm glad you told me.
We should get back to Doran. He'll need to see the symbol, and we've got poachers to beat. If you collect the moonstone, I can make a quick drawing of the symbol for Doran.
Are you finished with the drawing?
Just barely. I think the pattern's a bird. At least that's what it looks like.
Didn't the journal say the key to finding the Snidgets lies in the moonlight?
Of course. That's it. We need to show this to Doran. Not that I'd know where to find him at this hour. Perhaps we should head back to the castle and we can track him down after a good night's sleep.
Agreed. I'm ready to leave if you are.
Of course we have to wait for the next frickin' stage. It's always the case. So now we had to... Are we going to the next trial? I have to go to the catacomb. Go from the best character in the game to the worst.
Never stopped me before.
Sebastian has gone too far. You saw what lies in the catacomb. I cannot stay here.
Wait, Anne, please.
Ominous. He was willing to put the whole hamlet and himself in danger on the chance that some old relic could help to heal me. I'm sorry, Ominous. Make sure he's all right, will you?
I'm glad you're here.
I received your owl. Where's Sebastian?
Inside the catacomb. Frankly, I was surprised you weren't with him.
Ominous,
Stop. You swore you wouldn't let Sebastian take this one step further. Yet here we are.
It's my fault. I was wrong. I thought he'd stop.
I should have stopped him before. Sebastian's in real trouble now. I'm going back into the catacomb to find him. Anne's right. He and the entire hamlet are in danger. The place is crawling with Inferi.
Inferi? What are you talking about?
You'll see. We need to hurry. Sebastian must not be in his right mind.
Yeah. I know. You've been telling me the entire freaking game.
Crawling with spiders.
We're about to face worse. Let's find Sebastian quickly.
Revelio.
I think we've already looted the entire place, so... I think we already did that. Let's just...
Where was Sebastian when you and Anne found him?
Just ahead, in the great room.
Confringo!
Confringo! Leviosa!
Confringo! Protego!
Capendo!
Confringo! Confringo! Bombada!
We're dead, Stitch, we're dead.
Revelio.
There weren't this many Inferi before.
And there's no sign of Sebastian. Confringo.
Damn it! Why am I usually on the...
Hold on a moment. I was so worried about Sebastian I didn't even realize. Anne's gone to get Solomon. When she first saw the Inferi, she thought Sebastian was being attacked. But then he showed her the relic and said he'd learned how to use it.
The carvings on the relic were Inferi, and Sebastian somehow created them.
Not exactly. He's controlling them. This is powerful dark magic. Creating Inferi is incredibly difficult, but controlling them... As Anne and I frantically barricaded the Inferi to keep them from escaping, Sebastian kept mumbling about healing Anne. When Anne said she couldn't stay here, I didn't realize what she meant.
Solomon threatened to go to the headmaster if he heard of Sebastian dealing with dark magic.
I need to get to Hogwarts. I must get to Professor Black first. Twist the story a bit, make him think it's a family fight. I'll be back as soon as I can. See if you can talk some sense into Sebastian. Be careful.
Revelio. Confringo. How many Inferi are there? Confringo.
69, yeah.
Revelio. These Inferi seem far from control. Confringo!
What?
Confringo! Bombarda! Confringo!
Really?
Bombarda!
Whimsy, we've got to talk about your aim.
Confringo!
Really? Really? I didn't-
Revelio!
It's been power thing at the end.
Confringo!
I really hate this catacomb. Hate the way it's laid out. I hate the way it's pronounced. Really? How did he get up here?
Accio! Wingardium Leviosa! Accio! Wingardium Leviosa! Accio!
Did he like just undo the staircase?
Wingardium Leviosa!
Or is he just a really good jumper?
There's Sebastian.
Isn't this incredible? I
Sebastian!
told you, the relic is the answer. I've been trying to reverse the dark magic that injured Anne, but this will allow me to control it. Just as I can control the Inferi.
Control? I had to fight Inferi all the way.
What have the two of you done? Accio relic!
The relic!
Just like that?
You'll pay for this! But...
We had to fight him? Why?
I'm ending this now!
That relic is going to save Anne!
Lumos. Lumos.
Can't break it out again.
Now you've gone too far.
I'll load it out. Whatever. Why are you setting me on fire? I'm not an inferi.
Confringo.
Sorry, it had to be done. Incendio! Now you've gone too far.
Why are you attacking me? I mean, I know why the game has you attacking me.
Confringo.
Sorry, it had to be done.
Confringo.
I'm asking you some frickin' chances to roleplay in this role-playing game. I guess we're running out of frickin' choices.
Confringo.
Or these inferi are just gonna keep on spawning
Now
until we.
you've gone too far. I am protecting you, you foolish boy!
You have a weird way of showing it.
Confringo.
Confringo!
Potato. Stupid.
Sorry, it had to be done.
You know, if you were gonna get rid of these endless waves of inferi,
Confringo!
Stupefy. Confringo.
then we could.
Glacius.
Now you've gone too far.
Potato.
I'm assuming these guys are just gonna keep on spawning until we actually deal with the father.
Confringo.
Sorry.
But these are basically mechanically adds. Hit! Please!
Confringo.
Now you've gone too far.
I've gone too far. I am not your son's keeper, okay?
Confringo. Potato. Mr. Sallow, stop!
Yeah, true! Could you stop attacking me now?
Confringo.
I renounce my friendship.
Sorry, it had to be done. Now you've gone too far.
Yeah, there you go. Would you please let us role-play now?
She cannot be healed, Sebastian. You must stop.
I won't let her suffer. Avada Kedavra!
Well, you're not our friend anymore. Azkaban!
No!
You've made your choice.
Oh,
Apparently she knows how to operate.
what have you done?
What have you done?
I must get out of here.
I can't let him leave.
I'm sorry, I do not feel anything about this.
Confringo! Bombard!
This is like... I don't know what this is. This is poorly written tripe. I guess it's
Sebastian!
at least...
Wait!
Sorry, I need to capture you and send you to Azkaban prison. I'm...
Stop, Sebastian! Hold on!
Like, when friggin' Star Wars is a better follows to the dark side. With the friggin' Star Wars prequels. You done effed up.
What is it?
Why aren't you... I mean, I know you're blind, but you're not temple. Oh, that's... Okay, that's not ominous. That's...
Why wouldn't you stop? I was calling after you.
Anne won't survive this. She's withering away, inside and out. Solomon's never been there for us. Not really. He gave up on Anne. I'll never give up on her. You saw him.
A regular Rick Astley, aren't
He
you?
was going to ruin her life. He attacked us. I had to use the killing curse. You know I did. If I hadn't known,
No, you
I'd
didn't.
lost it.
Everyone should know. Why the frick would anyone say that? Why? Why are you letting us be this frickin' evil?
You went too far, Sebastian.
I can't think right now. I need to leave.
I mean, I just saw you commit second-degree murder.
Sebastian.
Please, I'm not myself right now. Let's meet later at the Undercroft, all right?
No, I gotta report you to the authorities. Like, I'm chaotic good, but I am not. Whimsy's chaotic good, but she is not that chaotic. Also, I still don't understand how on Anne, whatever frig her name is, knows how to apparate. Like, do you don't I think they make a point that you. When do you learn to apparate? Like, that's like. Maybe 6th year? I keep on using my phone out of just pure habit. Yeah, 17 freaking years old. These students are like, she's his twin. She should be 15. Unless that standard was different, which could be, like, that's how they're excusing it. That the standard was different back in old-timey times. I don't know. I have utter disdain for the story. For this entire storyline.
Goodness, not a party to attend by myself.
Time to teach some. Amongst ourselves. How on earth are we to hold the line against our enemies?
Haven't a clue why there's such a fuss over poaching. There's enough beast flesh for
Oh, another freaking scavenger hunt.
Ah, but I think I heard some fire.
On the map isn't far from now.
You're that hypocrite.
Dick thinks you should be proud of all the potions you've brewed. Dick thinks you've made marvelous improvements here.
I kind of like this. I don't know. Like, this should be the point where, like, we have the ability to just turn him in and abandon the entire quest line. I don't care that we're an irresponsible teenager. Maybe a little too loyal to their friends. I'm not even sure why our Sebastian is our friend anymore.
What are you up to now?
Because he's our one true love. Even though Whimsy would not be in any way attracted to him. Kind of on either axis, really.
It is wonderful to see you back here. Oh, perhaps today you have something you'd like Penny to sell for you? Penny wishes you safe and wondrous travels.
What are we doing in here? How did we end up in here? Did she teleport us in here? I'm just gonna go ahead and check Wizardware again.
If something threatens me, the first thing I cast is Protego.
Plenty for your perusal today. Take your time.
Nope, still nothing that's our style.
I'd say that looks as if it was made for you. You won't be disappointed. That's a Gladrag's promise. I suspect you have a sharp eye for fashion. Be sure to stop by whenever you're about.
I mean, how do I even explain why Sebastian's quest? Like, he's someone who believes that warning unforgivable curses and using them is perfectly fine. Using the killing curse against his own uncle is okay. Like, to quote Padme, you're going down a path I cannot follow. You know, the game seems to think that we are going to follow it, that we want to follow it, because he's such a compelling character. And they're pushing it by like doubling up on his quest. By having, you know, by tying him in directly to our main plotline. They're just using him to shoehorn in unforgivable curses into this game, which are really, like, some of the biggest complaints I have heard about this game is that there's, like, no consequences for using this dark magic. Like, my complaint is partly that. My complaint is that they exist in the game at all. Like, unless you're gonna go a full-on, like, dark wizard alternate path in the game. Like, that would actually be better than this. Like, one, I mean, there could be consequences, that there could be, like, a proper fleshing out of that aspect of the wizarding world, and you know, providing some degree of consequences, but, you know, potentially, like, narratively, and what have you, but because they're so shoehorned into the dang game. Why are you automatically putting that in caps? Like, the spell check is putting me in caps. No, irking, not inking. Apparently irking is not a word, I'm not spelling it correctly. Wait. It's a title. It's a freaking title. Whatever. I just had to like take a moment to rant to one of my friends about how stupid I think this whole thing is. He's alerting on unforgivable curses. I guess like he just be like, oh, like here's the Cruciatus thing. I don't know how he learned about that, but like, oh, here's how to use Imperio. Well, I guess he thinks that's useful. I mean, I guess against like, it's kind of okay against, but like it's like he loses any sense of having a moral compass. Like, I don't know, like, I could even excuse him using Imperio against the goblin because he kinda hates goblins and he was defending his sister. Like, I could, but like, just using it like a freaking killing curse. I mean, I don't freaking know. Like, there's a reason why they're unforgivable curses. There's reasons why they're outlawed. And I need to get more water. I need to freaking calm down. Like, this is kind of the thing that's come to piss me off even more than, like, any kind of other game design. Oh, it makes me wish I was actually properly reviewing this game because I'd probably give it all the freaking negatives. Like, I really had to try to break down how maybe I should have the level just to calm myself down, I suppose, but I don't know. I need more water. Give me a minute. I think if he like really cares about his sister, he'd be like just skipping over, like, okay, well here's the unforgivable curses, okay, those are probably not gonna help my sister. Let's find something, okay, like something that sounds like it's gonna help my sister, okay, like Cruciatus not gonna help my sister, okay. No idea how he learned about that, but whatever. He's a friggin' Slytherin. Like Imperio, okay, control people, like it could be useful on some applications, but you know, if he's that focused on helping his sister, he should be skipping over that, because like I don't know if Imperio is good for interrogation. Like finding a goblin to learn about what the curse could possibly be and how to reverse it. Maybe you could. I don't know. You could use like Veritas serum or something. Or occlumency or something, I don't know. Also, I need to... I mean... Yeah, the most effective way of surviving the killing curse is through sacrificial protection, which is what is what the boy who lived got. Shouldn't the killing curse like instantly kill you? Like he looked like he was kind of alive. Yeah. Instantaneous and painless death. Yeah, he seemed like he was still breathing. Now, granted, maybe that could be excused to some extent because there's the idea that you have to mean it for it to be entirely like for it to work, I guess. So maybe there could be some outs there that Sebastian didn't really mean it, so it was only kind of nearly killed his uncle. Because his uncle looked kind of alive, kind of half alive. It may have even explained how he was able to how they were able to apparate, because maybe his uncle apparated rather than. Although I think I heard the sound effect of his sister apparating to go tell the uncle, so again, maybe there were different rules about apparition magic in the late 1800s. I don't know. Maybe it's a bit of gameplay story segregation, although that's really story segregation, because it happens in the frickin' story. I would at least hope that developers were like thinking about that and maybe just thinking like, well, maybe apparition was different back then. I hope they care enough about the lore to
I hope Professor Fig got my owl. I need to tell him and the Keepers that Ranrock knows where the last repository is.
According to the owl I received, Ranrock is moving more quickly than we could have anticipated.
This is grave news indeed. We had hoped for more time to discuss the best path forward.
Let us hear what the student has to say.
Professor, you received my owl. Ranrock has the last of Bradbor's journals. He killed Lodgok to get it. He knows where the last repository is.
Godric's heart.
Lodgok.
Also, one of my best friends killed through a killing curse as uncle. So
Ranrock is a monster. We need to know where the final repository is.
Give him like double the tension or something.
Surely this changes things. Ranrock has Bradbor's journals and knows where the final repository is.
We obliviated Bradbor. He kept journals? Why would he have documented all of this? He didn't know what we were containing.
Isadora told Bragbor about the magic when she asked him to build a container for her. I've seen her memories.
Isadora left memories for someone to find? You know what she did?
Her memories showed what she did for her father, which I also saw in Professor Rookwood's pensive. And a conversation with Bragbor in which she expressed frustration about the limits being placed on her use of ancient magic.
Based upon the memories they have seen, I believe our young friend is well aware of the grave circumstances in which we find ourselves. The next trial will involve an exceptional level of magical skill and a nuanced ability to interact with beasts. Find a face of stone and tendrils. I should advise you that you must engage with any beast that is part of the trial on your own. Professor Bakar will meet you in his pensive room.
An exceptional level of magical skill? Nuanced ability to interact with beasts? I suppose we should begin our search for a face of stone and tendrils, whatever that may be.
Very well.
Professor Weasley has been keeping an eye on me. Perhaps we should meet there, so she has no reason to raise concerns with Professor Black. I shall see you near the coast. Perhaps then you can tell me a little more about the memories of Isadora that you witnessed.
I'm gonna have to just call it a night soon. I'm trying to get to bed at a reasonable time. This trial's probably gonna be fairly involved and oh, we need to speak with Sebastian in the undercrop. Sure. I don't really wish to engage with that quest line any further, but let's rip the band-aid off.
She's devastated. She just buried your
Oh, he's
uncle
dead, okay.
alone.
I did it for her.
Sebastian.
Yeah, and she's gonna feel awful for
Bear
that.
the thought of turning you in, but
What? Turn me in? She saw what happened.
I'll give you some time to think, Sebastian.
You should probably turn yourself in. Turn yourself in. Maybe you'll just get expelled instead of being sent to Azkaban. I don't know if there's a juvie Azkaban. Okay, there's a juvie Dementors. I don't.
Sebastian.
Did you hear that? You saw what happened. I never wanted to hurt my uncle.
I know.
I can't believe he's gone.
Yeah, but that's not how unbreakable
How did
curses
things go
work.
so wrong? I didn't mean it. I didn't mean to. Oh, Anne, I was only trying to help. I can't leave now. Anne needs me more than ever. You understand. You can talk to Ominous. Make him understand. He listens to you. I need to be with Anne.
I don't know what to do, Sebastian.
You don't know. You do know. Anne has no one. I regret everything I did. I know what I did was wrong. I only hope she can forgive me. That everyone can forgive me. No matter what happens from here, I'm glad we met.
Poor Sebastian.
Did she just... Why can't we apparate? We could apparate.
Ominous.
What a mess. I can't believe it. After I last saw you, I went straight to Hogwarts. Before I had time to talk to Black, I heard from Anne. I rushed to Feldcroft and found her with Solomon's body. She was beside herself with grief. Part of her wants Sebastian to face the consequences, another part can't bear the thought of it. I don't want to lose Sebastian, but I don't think we have a choice.
We should friggin' turn him in.
We don't have a choice. You're right. You were right the entire time.
I wish I hadn't been. If we do this, we may never see Sebastian again.
Yeah. Like, I'm gonna stand behind my choice. Like, she's... This is a choice we probably should have had a long time ago. I'm liking it for the most part. There's just... This particular quest line is not to my liking.
I realize that, but it's the right thing to do. He killed his uncle. We've tried to justify his actions every step of the way, but this has gone too far. It has to stop.
Very well. Leave it to me. I'll tell the headmaster. Farewell for now. I shall be in touch. Whatever lies ahead, we must face it together. That I know.
Hopefully there is a juvie alternative to Azkaban. I don't know that. Whimsy might know that? I don't know. I imagine she would. Let me look this up, just quick. I think it came here like just as I'm probably going to be wrapping things up soon. I'm probably going to go to the Really? There we go. Unforgivable curses. What is the punishment for using immediate life imprisonment in Azkaban? I don't know if there's any. What happened? This is a Reddit thread. I'm not sure if they give me any. He is almost literally going to be expelled. He's probably going to have his wand seized. That's pretty obvious. Hagrid was expelled on a murder charge. That's probably the closest thing to actual. That's probably the bare minimum of what's going to happen to him. He's going to be expelled. He's going to have his wand seized. He's going to be probably disallowed from using magic ever again. Meaning that he is going to be unable to help his sister in any meaningful way. May not even be able to see his sister in any meaningful way. There's a chance he will face lifetime imprisonment in Azkaban. Depending on again, there's probably not a whole lot of information on how the Wizarding world treats underage crime. There's a chance he would be tried as an adult, but at the same time, it is... it's effectively a form of second degree murder. It's a crime of passion, definitely. It was not premeditated. Apparently, I'm not sure if that's considered second degree, or if it's just literally. So like they may take into account that one, it was a crime of passion, two, was an underage wizard. So there's a chance that will be taken into account, but he probably will be expelled. He probably will have his wand seized and be forbidden from casting magic ever again. Like, that's probably the best case scenario of what's going to happen here. So I don't know. I think this is like a situation where her Whimsy being chaotic good is kind of puts her in a weird position. Though I do think, like, I'm not sure how much the game is going to allow us to do at this point. Like, I'm kind of grateful the game allows us to turn them in. Although it does give us the, are you sure this is what you want to do? So I may have to like just kind of potentially add some headcanon to this, to like what actually happens next. Because I think Whimsy would continue to look for avenues of ways to help Sebastian's sister. Like, that's just... I don't know if, you know, maybe with ancient magic, like that was discussed, although it's hard to say if it's going to remove all ability for her to feel pain, because that's going to be a whole other can of worms, and also there's the can of worms of what can be done with that energy once extracted. You know, we want to know more about that, and possibly how to dispose of that energy in a way where no one else is going to be able to use or misuse it. This may be like one instance where I'm gonna actually hopefully remember to leave that save intact. But I do feel like this is what my character would do. It may, like, there's a degree to which she kind of feels like she's betraying Sebastian, but... And maybe I'm letting my own personal feelings about the whole Sebastian quest plan get into... taint things a bit. Like as our character is within an in-game, she probably has a little more loyalty to Sebastian than I would have her. Actually have Sebastian. Oh no, I think, like, as for the question, do I like this game? I do. I think I wouldn't be so passionate about the flaws if, I didn't like the game. Like, let me put it that way. Anyway, I think I'm just gonna stop it here. Sorry for anyone just tuning in. There are archives of my previous installments where I'm a little more happy about playing it. On YouTube, the link will come up in just a bit. But that's the open disclaimer. Okay, there we go. I'm going to the outro, and somehow I put up the intro. Anyway, there's a bunch of things you can do. That'll take a few seconds of your time as well as other things that are a bit more involved. But of course, all of that is entirely up to you. And as always, I thank you very much for watching. And until next time, sayonara.